Millin here from teslataxi.com.au. Just a quick demo drive on a 2-lane road with the new 2024 software update that we've just installed on this car. It was out on a Turo rental over Christmas, so we did manage to do a test before the upgrade, which will be the first video in this set. And this video is just showing after the upgrade on multi-lane, where it can do the blind spot notice, which we'll see. There's a car coming up on our right, so if I put my indicator on when it's in our blind spot, you'll see when the warning comes up here showing red, but we don't want to go into that car's path, and I'll just speed up to get in front of him because he's slowing down. And of course we can move across safely. The self-driving software is a fair bit better as far as eye monitoring goes, so it will ask me to touch the steering wheel, and the notice for that will come up here now, a much bolder notice than what it was in the previous version of the software. And once that comes up in a moment, I'll show you the other eye tracking, where if you do muck around with the touchscreen, putting in an address or changing settings or whatever, it's very, very fast to actually come up and warn you once you take your eyes off the road. So at the moment I'm just keeping my eyes off the road, on the road I should say, and hopefully it'll come up with that warning in a moment saying to touch the steering wheel. Have had cars go up to 1 kilometre or so without coming up with the warning. So we're at 4.7 kilometres now to the next turn, so I'd imagine that it'll come up with that notice sometime before we get to 3.7 kilometres. While we're waiting for that notice to come up, I'll let you know that we are renting Teslas in Australia via teslataxi.com.au. We also have many of our cars also available on Turo, so you can get direct links to some of our cars on the first page of the website, some of the cars that we've got listed on Turo. And if you are watching this from America, we are hoping to have a few Cybertrucks on the road as early as next month, when we launch cybertruckrentalsusa.com, and that'll be a place where you'll be able to get a 1 or 2 week rental on a Cybertruck for a pretty competitive rate. And we are going to be doing mixed rentals as well for people that want to rent a Cybertruck and a Model Y to sort of compare the different Teslas. And when you take that mixed price for the Cybertruck rentals in America, you will have the Model Y including FSD software, so you'll be able to test that out as well. FSD software has a lot more to offer than just the standard autopilot we're on now. So it hasn't come up with that warning to touch the steering wheel yet, but I'll once this set of lights changes, I'll show you a way that you can force one of those warnings by taking your eyes off the road. So now that we're moving again, if I go into Toy Box, for example, and start looking at the different games and what have you, it usually doesn't take too long in this sort of a system before it starts coming up with the driver warning over here. But again, just because you watched Kettle Never Boils, it's not doing that quite as quickly as it often does. So yeah, I've been watching the screen there for a little while. I am glancing up, so maybe it is just noticing that I am paying proper attention, but yeah, normally it does come up with that warning up here to pay attention to the road. But yeah, the main differences with the new software, as I mentioned, is the indicator. So obviously it's clear if there's no one there, and if you put your indicator on when there's a car in your blind spot, it will come up with the red on the side here, obviously not at ultra low speeds, but okay, so that's the standard warning there. So those are some of the main differences there with the new version of the autopilot software. And again, I'll just put the indicator on when there is a car beside us, and it'll should show you that red mark on the side there of the camera. There you go, that's the red mark there. So it's just making it a little bit more noticeable when you do have that car in your blind spot than what the previous software had. teslataxi.com.au if you'd like to rent a Tesla. And as I mentioned, from next month you'll be able to go to cybertruckrentalsusa.com if you are in America and you want to rent a Cybertruck and do some A/B testing with the Cybertruck and a Model Y, so you can decide what your next vehicle should be. Thank you. Feel free to contact me via X, Millin Bear, if you'd like to connect that way as well.